Good morning, traders. This is Perry Wilkie with StartupTrading.com. It is 8:55 a.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday, April 7, 2021. So, I'll be covering for Jack today since I dropped my daily trade sheet, newsletter, whatever you want to call it, into the chat room for you to look at. So, if you've never seen it, so the top of it has a link at the top, a toss link to the ES only grid. The one under that is 4 index profiles for overnight. So the first one, uh, we'll get into it later. Uh, Over here, you got the bias for the most recent days. Over here, you got the upcoming Fed meetings. Today, we're going to have FOMC meeting minutes, right? And then the next meeting is April 28th. Then you can see between, as far as I can tell from the calendar, between June 16th and September 22nd, there's no interim meeting, which is unusual. So you're going to have 14 weeks of no Fed unless they just didn't put it on their website. I'll monitor that and let you know. But that'll be a long time for the market to go without hearing from those yo-yos. So then I've got the news of the day down here. So we had trade balance at 8:30 a.m. We're going to have uh, Evans speaking at 9 o'clock. We're going to have crude oil at 10:30. We're going to have another member at noon. Some more stuff at 1. None of this is very big. Then we're at 2 o'clock, we're going to have the FOMC meeting minutes. And at 3 o'clock, we're going to have consumer credit. But the big news will be the FOMC meeting minutes for today. Going down, I've got different earnings for the day. So Carnival Cruise Line was supposed to report this morning. They're always changing when they do it, so we'll figure out if they did it or not, or if we even care. And then we've got some statistics on yesterday's action. So we had 1.2 million shares trade on the ES, the high, the low for the bell, the value area low, the euro close, going back down. And then you've got floor trader pivot levels for this session for the 4 indexes. Then just for the ES, you've got the last 10 days of range analysis, followed by the strength meters for, how far the indexes are in the last trading day, 5, 10, 15, 20, 60, and year to date. And then below there, if that's hard to interpret, you've actually got graphs that show it for you. And then at the bottom of it, you've got some bonus graphs. You can look back at 2020, 2019, 2018, and 2017. So that's what the daily newsletter looks out like. So now that we beat that dead horse, let's move on. So looking at the ES, right? So we held this shelf we talked about last week, right? If we didn't hold this shelf, right, we had a big opportunity to start falling down to 3,700, and if that didn't hold, down to about 3,400. Well, the market lifted up, pushed off of there, but by any accounts, right, it's a little bit potentially overextended. We've been flagging up here a couple of days. We're going to actually, if we open up here, we'd be opening up slightly below yesterday's bell high, but we'd still be in that candle from Monday. So nothing too concerning yet. And then you can see we have a gap that goes down to about 40.13, 40.14, right in there. The actual high of Friday was 40.14 half. So, there's that to fill. That's going to bother some traders until that fills. Then we'll see what happens, but don't expect it to necessarily fill today. Looking at all the indexes, right? Yesterday, all-time high for the ES. The day before, on Monday, all-time high for the Dow. The Russell and the NASDAQ, right, not so much. So the Russell still had some work to do. It's 2366 is its high. And it is still holding this zone that we've been watching. I need to scoot this over here. Let's do this. Maybe this will help a little bit. Of 2231 to 2215, right? We're still holding that zone. That should have been support before. So we could come back down and recheck very close to that. Maybe, get down to 37.38, and then we'll see if that responds. If not, we'll see. I would expect 22.15 to hold. If not, that's going to be some serious resistance above again. Looking at the NASDAQ, you can see that the NASDAQ, I'll go ahead and blow this one up. These are just basic support and resistance lines that I have on these charts, right? There's nothing fancy about this. This is just seeing where the market's telling you there's support and resistance in the past, and we expect it to be support and resistance in the future. Any monkey can draw this. I'm just a monkey that drew these. So as we look at the all-time high for the NASDAQ, 13,900.5, and then you can see there's really nothing I have above that's significant, 13,730, but you can still see it's churning right now, and it's weekly holding 13,534. That leads up to 13,625, where it basically popped over yesterday and fell back down, and then 13,445 and 13,385. Looking at the Dow, there's really nothing to add up at this area of the chart. There's not enough history up here. There's nothing really going on. We could probably add 33,100 to 115. So we'll go ahead and mark that up on the chart right now. These previous highs should be support when they come back. Right around these areas. And when I put these on here, I'm not expecting reactions to the tick, although it does happen from time to time. I'm expecting, within a very narrow window of these lines to see reactions either above or below them. And I'd rather be playing long above the lines. When I see bounces, I'd rather try to get in sequences going up, and short below those, looking for sequences going down, right? The other thing you can have is a test below and fail, pop back up, same thing. When you're coming up, you can have a look above, fail, and go back down. So those are just areas to pay attention to make sure you're on the right side of the trade. So looking at Tesla, this is a little bit of a mess coming out of the highs. Right, we're still holding this halfway back short that is right around $720. Right, that's what we got up to, 1670 late last week, and then looking at coming out of these lows. Right, we had a sequence that ended up loosely breaking. I'm still leaving it off to the side so I can pay attention to those. But if you look at the profit target for that, it's right around that 760 level, which 762.53 is a 61.8 of that draw. So we could still end up completing this. We didn't break the 78.6, so I'm still paying attention to it. On the downtrend, right, we have broken this downtrend. So I can remove the downtrend right now. Right, and then I'll zoom in over here to the recent action. Coming up out of this, we had a sequence. Basically, we just barely dipped into the 61.8 on Friday, and then if you look at what happened on Monday, right, we come up, we hit that profit target. So I'm just using the same anchor, new high on that, and we're getting the 38.2 at 687.40, the 50 at 678.35. So we'll watch that. You can see it's holding that 38.2 right now. We'll see if it gets dipped into the 50, if it responds from there, and we'll go from there. So the target on this will be up to 735, basically 734.80. So looking at the overnight action, a whopping 15 points. And then if you look at where the level 4s are today, 4,028.5 to 4,099.5 is where the 4As are. And if you look, we've got some single prints here from Monday's session. We got some, and I was saying Friday earlier, but it was Thursday actually because we were closed on Friday. But we've got some salmon run trades from Thursday's session, right? I totally ignore Monday's or Friday's holiday session. I don't care about anything that happened there. There was like a handful of trades that went off in there. There's nothing important about that day to even look at. So as we look at the overnight action, again, now on all these, we peak below the bell low for the Russell. Actually, every single one of them have looked below the bell low. Now the ES is just responding off of these single prints. This single print area is going to range from 40.50 to 56.75. So if we look at where that low was for the ES, we got down to basically 56.5. So we've went one tick into this. So we'll see if that ends up being a lid. I'm not going to put too much weight so far that today's going to be a down day. I've left yesterday's highs. What should happen, right, and what we'll have to pay attention to today is when we get up to 71.5, right, as we get towards that later today, can we take it out or trade that? Because what's happened is the VIX, if we look at it, right, it keeps printing. It's having a hard time, right? We had a flash low this morning, right, and then come back up, but we're having difficulties, right, going lower. A lot of people are putting on protection, right? So the market makers are going to have to sell stocks to hedge that, that arbitrage. So that can end up being a self-fulfilling prophecy. So we'll watch this. I'll send out the overnight value area grids today, this morning, and I'll share them with everyone since I'll be on the room. I'll be covering for Jack today. I will be sending out a new video probably about 20 till 10, so about 10 minutes after the market opens. I'll send out a video that will have the link in it that you can watch for the bell. I probably won't be around for the last hour today, and I will be taking a break during lunchtime. I have a commitment right around 3:40 today, and I'll probably have to leave my house right around 10 after 3 or so. But we'll go over what I'm looking for in the last hour then, and then we'll go from there. But you guys have a great day. I will shoot out another link right around 9:40, and then we can go from there, and we'll go over the room. We should have some fun today, and it looks like we're going to have some opportunity. But as the title of the video is FOMC Meeting Minutes, keep this session into 2 sessions, right? Before 2 p.m. and after 2 p.m. So we've got the Euro trade that we normally have for the first 2 hours, right? We're going to close their markets with them while ours are still open. We're going to have our lunchtime hiatus, right, between 11:30 and 2 today, basically. And then when 2 o'clock happens, we should get another almost session from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock. You guys have a great day, and I'll see the rest of you back in the room in about 30 minutes.